Measurement and control is an inherent part or inherent uh, mm, procedure, right, involved in that. Whether it is your mobile phone or your TV or anything, wherever you talk about sensors, right? Wherever you talk about sensors, whether what kind of sensor it is, whether it is your displacement sensor, whether it is your what are the different sensors you have on your phone? Anybody? What are the different sensors you have on your phone?
Sir, accelerometer, proximity
Acceler-
sensor.
Accelerometer. So, what is the job of an accelerometer?
Sir, it identifies how the device is moving
Okay.
and
So
at
that
what pace.
right. So how does it identify? Have you thought of? Have you thought of?
No, sir.
And you must think of that how. So definitely it is going to have some sort of measurement, right? And then based on the measurement that how much you are tilting your device, right? It gives you in some output. है कि नहीं? So whether it is your any kind of measure, any kind of sensor, whether it is your smoke sensor, vibration sensor, ultrasonic sensor, right? You use it for various application, proximity sensor. So you are completely surrounded of with different types of sensors, right? uh, in some form of in one device or in another device there are multiple sensors we all are surrounded of, right? And they are continuously monitoring, right? So what is IoT? Have you heard of IoT?
Sir,
Sir,
What is that?
Internet of Things.
So yeah, right, it is internet of things. So what does that mean?
We're connecting various physical environment things in the in our atmosphere to the machineries.
Right. So basically, you mean to say that whatever things we will be doing, right? And like this is also mobile is also a kind of Internet of Things. This is also a device which is capable of sending and receiving data over the internet, right? Because it has got some sensors, so it can sense that it can receive the data over the internet, and it is also capable of sending data over the internet, right? So when we say about internet of things, we say about the data will be stored on the clouds, right? And we will be exchanging the data. So when there will be n number of devices, right, in your surroundings, right? Like there will be a camera in your room, there will be an AC, then there will be a TV, and we what we want, we should not make any effort, right? The moment we are leaving from our office or from your college, your room AC should be on, right? And when you are just knocking your door, your favorite channel must be played on your TV, right? And it will take care of everything related to your whatever insurance policies and everything, whether your financial aspect or your personal life. So everything will be taken care by the different kinds of sensors, राइट कि आप कितना देर वॉक किए, आप कितना देर हाउ मच एनर्जी यू हैव means how much you have burned, right? And how much you have earned. So like that, everything will be surrounded, so they will be keep on sending the data, right? So for everything, the first aspect of this is the measurement part, right? So first step of this is the measurement part. Was first you once you measure anything, then only you will be able to take a decision whether what is the measured quantity, and if the measured quantity is correct or not, you may take a controlled action based on the measurement, right? And जैसे अब आप बोलते हो जैसे आप बोलते हो एसी एसी, तो आई थिंक एवरीबडी इज यूजिंग एन एसी, right? So when you set up an AC in your room, right, so you set some temperature value in that. And nowadays when some ACs are coming, when we say that there will be auto cutoff, right? Auto cutoff means when your room temperature reaches to a particular temperature level, your AC will get cut off, right? It will not be maintained at the same level. So can you say how do you do that? See, being a EC student, you should start exploring it, right? Because when you say about an AC, definitely there will be a temperature, there will be a device which senses the temperature, right? So you perform a temperature measurement, and when you compare it with that, when you do the temperature measurement and you compare it with the some set point, like जैसे आपने सेट किया 26 डिग्री होना चाहिए, right? So then what is the current room temperature, and it will be compared with the temperature set by you, right? And based on the difference, right? Based on the difference, or you can say based on the error, right? When they both of them are same, the error will be zero, right? So you need a device which can take a control, which can take a decision down the AC should be off, or AC should be on, or what should be the temperature of the AC to be maintained. Because if you have heard of the term that you would have listened, जो advertisement में आता है smart AC. Can you say what is a smart AC? Rishabh Dev, what is a smart AC? Rishabh,
Yes, sir.
what is a smart AC? What is a smart AC?
Sir, which maintains the temperature on its own.
Right. So it has the capability of maintaining the temperature on its own. It doesn't require any human intervention, right? So so that means what? When do you require a human intervention? When your device is non-intelligent, right? When your device is non-intelligent, then only you require a human intervention or a human being to take a decision, right? But when your device is capable of taking the decisions, or the device itself is capable of mm, correcting, making corrections, then that that intelligence, if the device is having that intelligence to correct its own decisions, then that will be called as a intelligent device or the smart device, right? So when I am saying about the smart AC, uh, so who has got that intelligence? Who has got this intelligence?
Microcontroller.
Right, either the microprocessor or the microcontroller. You have to encode the intelligence in terms of the code into the microprocessors. You have to write the sequential steps programming, that if this is happening, this should be the decision, if this is happening, this should be the decision, right? So like that, once you do that, your device will become an intelligent device and it can take its own decisions. It will not be depending on the manual intervention or the human intervention. right? So that is the difference in smart devices. And so what are the three things I said? First thing I said that the any in any process, right, whether when we talk about any sensor, the first thing is about the measurement, right? Sensor has to first measure any physical quantity, right? And then or sense the physical quantity, and then uh, you have to convert it to uh, the equivalent electrical signal or something that we will talk about, right? So and when we say about control, what is control? Just I like that I said that you want to restrict the range of the temperature in your AC, right? So that is called as a control. And when we say about intelligence, you need to have a microprocessor or microcontroller in your device to take care of these things, right? Then so this is a very interesting lab, and many things you can connect with your near the devices or things you are having in your house or in your nearby places. You can see all the things, and even wherever you go, whether you are going to your bike, right, if you are using your bike or if you are sitting in a car, right, everywhere these things are present. ठीक है? जैसे अब आप बोलोगे कि कैसे प्रेजेंट है, अब देखो सिंपल एग्जांपल है, जब आपकी कार चलती है, right, you have some sensor that gives you that how many rotations per minute your wheel is getting. There is a meter, if you remember, in your dashboard that shows you how many rotations per minute your wheel is going on, right? So how do you get that? So basically what you are doing, you will be measuring the speed, right? So you will be getting, you can see that speed directly on your screen. Similarly at speedometer है, speed बताएगा आपका, ठीक है, RPM बता रहा है, speed बताएगा. Then what is the fuel कितना है आपके टैंक में, you have a fuel indicator, right? So there you measure the fuel कि कितना फ्यूल है, राइट? तो कार हुआ, कार में फिर आपका कभी दरवाजा खुला हुआ है, राइट? देन इट गिव्स यू अ वार्निंग साइन. व्हेन यू आर नॉट पुटिंग द सीट बेल्ट, इट इज गिविंग यू अ वार्निंग साइन. So there are many control applications, right? Many things which are there in the car when we talk about automobiles, when we talk about any electronic gadget, right? So everywhere instrumentation is present, and without instrumentation nothing can move on, right? So जैसे आपका घर में you have an overhead tank. I think everybody is having an overhead tank. So when that tank starts overflowing, what do you do? क्या करते हो आप? कैसे उसको प्रिवेंट करते हो ओवरफ्लोइंग को?
We stop the motor.
No, but you stop the motor, but how do you get the information that the tank is overflowing?
By getting a warning music.
You get a warning music. So that means you have a system. The system is already installed in your overhead tank, right? Because so there is basically a level sensor planted at your overhead tank. So whenever that level sensor senses that the level has reached to a upper level, right? The water level has reached to the upper level or the desired level. Now the machine should be off. Now the pump should be off. So then once that water level senses that, so first it performs a measurement, right? Once it senses, and then it changes to an electrical equivalent signal, and that electrical equivalent signal goes, because it generates an error, when the tank is overflowing, so what happens? It triggers an alarm signal that says that the tank is overflowing. Then you go and stop your motor, right? So there are different ways to do it. This sensor can be an electronic based sensor. These sensors can be uh, simply mechanical sensors, or different kind of sensors, right? So it is not that all the sensors are electronic sensors. It is not like that. You can have a pneumatic sensors. Pneumatic means those sensors which work on air pressure. You can have on hydraulic sensors, those who work on uh, some liquid. उनके अंदर कुछ लिक्विड होता है, लिक्विड में काम करते हैं, राइट? जैसे आपका बाइक हाइक में जो सब होता है, गियर वगैरह जो आप डालते हो, राइट? और नोमैटिक में हो गया जैसे आपका बहुत सारा होता है, जैसे प्रेशर वॉल्व्स होते हैं, हाँ, वो सब आप देखोगे। तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक हो सकते हैं, बहुत तरह के सेंसर्स होते हैं। इट इज नॉट ओनली रेस्ट्रिक्टेड टू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सेंसर्स, बट ultimately when we say about the processing of the signal, we want to do it in the electronic domain because of various reasons that we will see, right? So we will go into the detail of all these things one by one, right? I will show you the different sensors, how do they work, and what are we supposed to do in the lab. All these things we will discuss one by one. Okay, let me just have a brief introduction and then we will have it. So this is your lab. Basically this lab you are doing for AMO 2020, and myself Priyank Saxena, I will be taking this lab along with Professor B.V. Pal. Today he is on leave, so generally I will only take this lab for you. So if I say about the course objectives, right? So as I said, you do not have any theoretical background, so I need to provide you some I need to give you some flavor of from the theoretical background, and then we will proceed it. So the course objectives are basically which enables the students to understand the concept of calibration and measurement. Can you say what is calibration? Anyone can say what is calibration?
Reset the device.
What? Pardon?
Reset the device.
You need to reset the device. You are saying resetting the device.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Making the measuring instrument.
Making the measuring instrument. Okay. Then anyone else?
Sir, configuring the device.
That will be basically the design part, na? I'm asking calibration. What is the meaning of calibration?
Setting the device according to its environment and ecosystem.
That can be correct to some extent. बेसिकली होता क्या है कि जब आप कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट खरीदते हो, राइट? See, first of all, when we design any instrument, right? When we design any instrument, there are some sort of errors. You cannot say that this instrument is error free, right? There will be definitely some sort of errors in the instrument because of the design issues or any other factors, right? So those things, even though the instrument is purely new, but still you may find it when you are going to work on it. You will find that the instrument is not error free completely, right? So instruments have some because of it some inherent errors or the design errors. You can say that the instrument is not perfectly fine. So when you go for measurement, right? See, first of all, uh, when we go for measurement, generally what we expect, there are many reasons you will find about why do we calibrate it. So when I'm saying why shall we calibrate it, so generally what we expect that when we are doing any input output relationship, whenever we want to see any input output relationship, we want that our output, suppose if this is the input and this is the output, right? What we want that the graph should be linear, right? But when I'm varying the input, right? Suppose first reading came here, then second came here, then third came here, then fourth came here, then sixth came here. So if I am plotting this, right, so it will not be linear. So by doing this calibration of the instrument, first of all, what is calibration? I must tell you that what we do, calibration is basically a process of comparison that we perform between the non-reading, between the non-measurement and the non-quantity and unknown quantity. जैसे आप मान लो लेवल मेजर करने जा रहे हो, राइट? लेवल मेजर करने जा रहे हो, आप बोले कि यू हैव टू मेजर द लेवल, वाटर लेवल इन द रेंज ऑफ 0 to 50 सेंटीमीटर, राइट? तो आपने क्या किया, जब आप जीरो पे गए तो वो एग्जैक्टली जीरो नहीं होगा, राइट? वो क्या होगा, हो सकता है जीरो से थोड़ा ऊपर दिखाएगा आपको, या फिर हो सकता है वो जीरो के नीचे ही हो, ठीक है? आप जब 4 तक चले जाएं तब वो जीरो पे आए। तो होता क्या है कि इस एरर को खत्म करने के लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग उसको मान लेते हैं कि व्हेन so this process of comparison between the unknown quantity and non quantity is called as the calibration. So calibration में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इंस्ट्रूमेंट को बार बार कैलिब्रेट करते हैं. Means we suppose if I am saying that I will do the measurement, so I will say, what I will say, when it is 5 centimeter I will say it is 0, when it is 10 centimeter it is 1, 20 centimeter it is 2, 30 centimeter it is 3. So like that what we are doing, we are just comparing it with unknown quantity with the known reference, right? और एक और रीजन बोल सकते हो कि आप जब आप कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हो या कुछ करते हो, हाँ, तो जब आप कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हो तो जैसे अब आपने बोला कि सपोज कोविड टेस्ट हो रहे हैं, कोविड टेस्ट में कोई एक पर्टिकुलर क्वांटिटी बढ़ जा रही है, राइट? तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो अमेरिका में ही बढ़ रही है, इंडिया में अगर टेस्ट हो रहा है तो वो नहीं बढ़ रही है, इंडिया में भी वो बढ़ रही है. तो होता क्या है कि उसकी रेंज भी फिक्स होती है कि when your SpO2 level is saturating between this particular range, then you have COVID symptoms, right? So they define a particular range, right? So they define a particular range, and when they define a range, and you will be also doing the same experiment in India, and they will be doing the same experiment in USA. So this range is fixed, right? So this is what, when you say about any experiment, this is what about local or globally you can say that you will be having, you are on the same platform, right? It is not that in your India you will be following a different treatment, and in abroad there will be a different treatment. Then you require a conversion technique that will convert that, right? So this brings you on a global platform, right? So there are many things that is important for calibration, right? So whenever so to make the instrument more accurate, right, accuracy is increased by performing this calibration. So if I have to say what is calibration, it is basically the comparison of the measurement device to the calibrated. So against the non-reference. So that is called as the process of calibration. So and measurement, to know any quantity. What is measurement? Measurement is basically finding out the value of a parameter with respect to some standard, right? तो उसके लिए आप क्या कहते हो, जैसे अब आप ग्रोसरी शॉप में जाते हो and you find there is a weighing machine there, right? You keep some whatever you purchase, you keep it in this and you get a display over here, right? So when suppose you are buying potatoes, you put potatoes here and accordingly you get the display here. So in this way you are going to find out the value of a parameter with respect to some standard. Standard क्या है, 1 kg आलू है, 2 kg आलू है, 3 kg आलू है. So once you will be putting a sensor, right? Sensor क्या चाहिए, जो कि आपको बताएगा कि उसका वेट कितना हो गया, राइट? तो कितना वेट है सब्जी का, उसके हिसाब से आपको यहाँ पे रीडिंग दिखाई देगा. दिस इज व्हाट अ डिस्प्ले, राइट? सो सिग्नल कंडीशनिंग यूनिट इज रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज वो आपको दिखाने के लिए, उसको सिग्नल को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. वी विल टॉक अबाउट सिग्नल कंडीशनिंग, right? So finding out the value of a parameter with respect to some standard is called as a measurement. And what is control? Control is restricting a parameter system to a fixed variable or a specified range. When you want that your tank level should be between this range, low level and high level, this process is called as a control. You have controlled the tank level of a tank, water level of a tank in this range. So this is what a control means. Whenever it goes beyond this, you will get some sort of information, like somebody said about that there will be an alarm signal generated, or if it goes below, then also there will be some sort of alarm you can put, or anything that whatever you desire, right? So Western, whenever the control action will be implemented, what kind of control action it will be, that you can dictate, right? So this is about measurement and control. Similarly, when we combine measurement with control, right? When we say that to maintain the temperature of the room, right? So to maintain the temperature of the room, the first thing is that we have to first measure the temperature of a room, and then in order to do that, मान लो उसको और ज्यादा ठंडा करना है, तो आपको क्या करना होगा, टेम्परेचर को और कम करना होगा रूम को ठंडा करने के लिए, राइट? तो to maintain the temperature of the room, when we combine them, measurement and control part, it becomes instrumentation, right? What is automation? Anyone? What is automation? कोई बता सकता है क्या है ऑटोमेशन? बताओ ऑटोमेशन क्या है? How many students are there in your class? यहाँ पे तो 61 दिखा रहा है, जबकि तुम लोग का तो कितना है, 56 ही है मैंने सुना. 61 स्टूडेंट्स है तुम्हारे क्लास में, तो कुछ ट्रांसफर होके आए होंगे शायद अभी. बेसिकली ऑटोमेशन की हम बात करते हैं, तो हम इंडस्ट्री में क्या करते हैं कि हम हर चीज को ऑटोमेट करना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हम ह्यूमन कंट्रोल को हटाना चाहते हैं. क्यों हटाना चाहते हैं? क्योंकि ह्यूमंस क्या होते हैं, ह्यूमंस कभी भी ऐसा नहीं है कि 2-3 दिन तक लगातार काम करते रहे तो ठीक है, उसके बाद महीनों तक, सालों तक वो ऐसे कंटिन्यूअसली काम नहीं कर सकते, राइट? सो दे कैन नॉट वर्क फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, right? Like machines, if you automate the system, the machines can work. Like if you see any plant is, if you have heard of, plant is not generally, plants are not shut down, right? If you see that it takes around 2 to 3 months to once again start a plant, right? Even in COVID also very few plants went through this shutdown process. Otherwise, all the plants were up, right? Even though the manufacturing was not there, right? But they were shut down. So that is what the reason is, that the economy slowed down, right? Because most of the plants were in shutdown process, right? So plants, when we say about automatic, they are continuously working. So humans cannot compete machines in that way. Similarly, when we talk about accuracy, right? When we talk about accuracy, जैसे सिंपल एग्जांपल है कि अगर कोई सपोज टेलर है, राइट, ही इज कटिंग द क्लॉथ्स, राइट, फॉर स्टिचिंग. So every time the accuracy may not be same. It may not be every time very accurate in doing it. But when we say about the machines, they are always as accurate as they were, right? So when we talk about accuracy and other things, the accuracy label is almost same in case of machines, but in humans it varies. Because if a human feels energetic or something, his output will be good. But when he is not feeling good or something, and then the output may not be, you cannot say that it will be working with the same accuracy labels, right? So in that way we want to automate the things. That is our intention, that so that and moreover, we at the same time what we want the output of a plant should increase, right? When you are able to produce 100 pieces in a day, right, the price comes out to be 100 rupees per piece, right? But if you are able to produce 1000 pieces, right, the automatically the production cost will decrease, right? So that is what an automation is required in industries, right? And many industries are fully automated, whether you talk about the line assemblies in these cars and other places, where if you had seen the videos on YouTube, you will find that we have robots. Robots are there, they are doing the complete assembly of the car. And so this is what an automation means. When you auto means self, and matos means moving, self moving, right? So it is basically a Greek word combined with two terms, auto and matos. So once you combine them, that means self moving. So it main thing is that we want to reduce the human intervention, and at the same time we want to achieve performance that is superior to manual, right? So automation is basically a combination of instrumentation, programmability plus communication, right? So जैसे मैं अगर आपको बताऊं अभी, this is our first class, right? So if I tell you about see, nowadays it is not like that one can be very specific about its domain, right? You need to have a knowledge of all the things to be a proper engineer. Like otherwise, like if you are working in software also, then you should be aware of hardware, because now it's a time of embedded systems, right, where you need a hardware and a software to drive that, right? So and that hardware software combination requires the knowledge of all these things: instrumentation, communication and programming, right? आजकल जो भी काम होता है आपका, उसमें सारी चीजें चाहिए. Whether you are going to make a robot में you need to have a हार्डवेयर कनेक्शन, सो यू नीड एन इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन कि कितना वो मूव करेगा, कितना चलेगा, राइट? देन यू नीड टू हैव अ प्रोग्रामिंग स्किल्स टू प्रोग्राम इट, राइट? आप कौन हार्डवेयर की जब हम बात करेंगे तो क्या सेंसर आप उसमें लगाओगे, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट सेंसर्स, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सेंसर्स, हाँ, एंड देन how will it communicate, right, with the outside world. So you need all the communication protocols, everything on your plate, then only you can be a good engineer, right? So this is a very essential part that we are going to do in this lab. Unfortunately we are not able to do it in physical means, but otherwise it is a very good, and you can, the main thing is that most of the things what you do in the lab you are not able to connect it with your surroundings, like in your life, but here whatever you do you can always very well relate to your what exactly you are doing, and what exactly you will be having, right? So this is a very brief introduction, right? And then we will come to, first let us discuss the course objectives and then course outcomes. So I was here that what are the different course objectives? Course objectives are basically to understand the concept of calibration and measurement. Okay, before reaching to the second point, I would like to ask you, what is basically a bridge? What is basically a bridge, and what is you would have definitely studied a bridge. DC bridge तो आपने पढ़ा होगा, पढ़ा था कि नहीं 12th में? हिमांशु?
No, sir, can't remember.
पढ़ा ही नहीं तुमने कोई DC bridge?
I cannot remember, sir.
Resistance measurement?
Yes, sir. Wheatstone Bridge.
Right. You have studied Wheatstone bridge. So what was that bridge?
Four resistance bridge was. Two resistance parallel with two resistance, and between there was a galvanometer. The ratio of them was equal.
So you have studied bridges, right? So you have studied DC bridge, and when we say that about AC bridge, obviously we measure AC bridge से आप measure करते हो, DC bridge होते हैं, AC bridge होते हैं. So we will discuss what is the difference in AC and DC later. So as you know that in a bridge there are four arms, right? So there are four arms, and if I say in one of the arm I connect I connect any unknown quantity which is to be measured, right? So in any one of the arm we connect any unknown quantity to be measured, and that unknown quantity brings out a unbalanced condition in the bridge, right? So when the bridge is balanced, means the impedances of the opposite arms will be equal, right? The multiplication of impedances of the opposite arms will be equal, and the angle condition will be like if there are four arms, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So if there are four arms A, B, C, D, so if A, B is first arm, B, C is second arm, right? And C, D is third arm. So AB, the impedance of AB multiplied by the impedance of CD, and similarly equal to impedance of BC multiplied by impedance of AD, right? Similarly angle conditions, if I say, so that will be equal to angle of Z1 plus angle of Z3 equal to angle of Z2 plus angle of Z4. So this is called a balance condition. So because of the unknown quantity, when the bridge get disbalanced and when we balance it, we can measure this unknown quantity, right? So now I'm not going into the detail of a bridge, right? I just want to take you to this diagram and then I will come back to bridge, right? So in a nutshell, can anybody say what is sensors, what are sensors and transducers? Anyone can say? देखो बोलोगे नहीं तो फिर मजा नहीं आएगा, फिर ठीक नहीं होगा ये। जैसे मैं आपको ये दिखाता हूं कि ये वाला जो you will be speaking, right, in a like I am also speaking in a mic, right? So that gets amplified, my voice is getting amplified using an amplifier, right? And then I'll be giving it to an output device, then it is going through some means in a channel, right, from my computer to over the internet to your computer, right? And so you're not concerned about that part, communication part so far. So what exactly, this is my input device, this is my amplifier, this is my output device, right? See, when I am speaking, in what is the input signal? Input signal is a voice signal or a speech signal or a audio signal, right? That audio signal, so when I am speaking, that audio signal needs to be converted to what? बोलो, कुछ तो बोलो.
To the electrical signal.
Electrical quantity, right? So that needs to be converted into voltage pulses, right? That needs to be converted into in terms of voltage pulses, right? So then you can amplify it, and then once again you will be converting that इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल यहाँ पे आया, एम्पलीफाई हुआ, एम्पलीफाइड वर्जन यहाँ मिला आपको, एंड देन you will be again converting that electrical signal into what?
Audio signal.
Audio signal, right? So this process, when we say about, so where is the sensor and where is the transducer? Okay. So sensor, so this is about, when I say about a sensor, right, which senses the physical quantity. Physical quantity can be anything like audio signal, temperature, flow, right? So that sensor can be any quantity. Can you say what is an actuator? What is an actuator?
That initiates any process.
Right. So और कुछ थोड़ा रिफाइंड करके बोलो इसको. और थोड़ा सा रिफाइंड करके बोलो. जैसे तुम्हारे माइंड में कुछ ये बात आई कि दिस इज दिस, राइट? हाउ डिड यू कन्वेड इट? From where you got the signal? From who has provided you this signal? That from your mind you get this signal, right? And uh, on receiving the signal from your mind, you spoke out, right? That this is the thing. So when you are saying similarly here, that once this processor, right, once this sensor input is given to the processor, right, processor generates some control signal, and on that control signal this actuator acts, right? This actuator acts on that. So that is called as an actuator, like my mouth. When I am receiving any signal from my mind, this my mouth is actuating based on the signal received from my mind. So this is what an actuator, and both actuator and sensor are part of the transducer, right? Both sensor and actuator are part of the transducer. Transducer is a device which transforms or which converts one form of energy into another form of energy, right? जैसे जैसे अभी आपको बताया मैंने, जैसे यहाँ पे it is an audio signal, right? Audio signal is converted into an electrical signal. So this is what a device that is called as a transducer, right? Transducer. So similarly, like in the lower case, if you see that you will be heating the water, right? In that in the water tank, you have put a thermocouple. Thermocouple is basically a device to sense the temperature, to measure the temperature. So when the temperature, when you are sensing the temperature, that temperature must be converted into equivalent electrical signal, right? So that is called as a temperature. So you need a transducer that will convert टेम्परेचर इनटू एन इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल, राइट? तो आजकल हम लोग क्या है, सेंसर और ट्रांसड्यूसर को इनवेरिएबली यूज करते हैं इस वर्ड को. ट्रांसड्यूसर वी यूज वेरी लेस, वी से सेंसर्स, राइट? वी विल से टेम्परेचर सेंसर, वी विल से फ्लो सेंसर, डिस्प्लेसमेंट सेंसर. तो हम ये सेंसर वर्ड क्यों यूज करते हैं? बेसिकली सेंसर इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रांसड्यूसर, राइट? So if my transducer output is electrical in nature, right, automatically, then, right, if the sensor output, sorry, if the sensor output is electrical in nature, that means the sensor and transducer are same in that case. So we will come one by one. So basically what is transducer? Transducer converts a signal from one physical form to another physical form. Physical form is basically thermal, electric, mechanical, magnetic, chemical and optical. So you can say that the transducer is basically an energy converter. So example है that the microphone converts sound to electrical signal. Antenna converts that electromagnetic energy into electricity and vice versa. Strain gauge converts strain to electrical signal. Speaker converts electrical signal to sound. So these are all examples of transducer, right? So if I say typical examples of transducers, any of the physical quantity variation is chosen, right? जैसे आप एक ही क्वांटिटी को आप कई तरीके से मेजर कर सकते हो, एक कोई फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को आप कई तरीके से मेजर कर सकते हो, राइट? एक मिनट, हाँ. So basically, so we will talk about this later, like in detail. Otherwise, सब एक ही दिन में बोल देने से फिर ठीक नहीं होगा. So I'll just sticking to the block diagram. Sensor. So the characteristics of any device or material to detect the presence of a particular physical quantity. अब जैसे आप बोले टेम्परेचर सेंसर, तो वो सिर्फ टेम्परेचर का ही वेरिएशन देखेगा. Like so, when we say about sensor, right, it senses the, or you can say it senses the physical quantity, right. That is called as a sensor. So output of a sensor is a signal which is converted to human readable form, right. So when the sensor output becomes electrical in nature, it is called as a transducer, right. So it becomes equivalent to a transducer. So it sensor performs, जैसे आप देखते हो स्मोक सेंसर लगे रहते हैं जगह जगह, right. So it performs some function of input by sensing or feeling the physical changes in the characteristics of a system in response to the stimuli. So input is any physical parameter or stimuli like temperature, light, gas, pressure and sound. Output will be response to this stimuli, right. So this is about a sensor. So you can see different types of sensors are here, and they are directly available in the market. So temperature and humidity sensor, gas sensor, right, ultrasonic sensor, CMOS camera, rain detector, PIR sensor, proximity sensor, right, fire detector. So these are the different types of sensors which one can see, right. So now I have a basic question to you. Okay, I'm just drawing. So if I have to say about so if I have to say about जैसे मैं इसकी बात करता हूं आपके साथ, ठीक है. टेम्परेचर जो है ये resistance of pure metal wire with positive temperature coefficient varies with temperature. So as the temperature vary, right, your resistance also changes. Resistance changes, right. So this change in temperature gives you a change in resistance, right. So suppose if you are measuring this temperature of this water tank, here whatever be the variation in the temperature, that will result in variation in resistance, right. So how will you get an, ये बोल रहा है कि डायरेक्ट आपका वोल्टेज आ गया. वोल्टेज कैसे आ जाएगा, आप बता सकते हो? बताओ. जैसे जब आप टेम्परेचर मेजर कर रहे हो, राइट, तो जब आप टेम्परेचर मेजर कर रहे हो तो टेम्परेचर, जैसे कोई भी हम मेजरमेंट करते हैं, जिस सेंसर जो काम करते हैं वो कोई ना कोई फिजिकल क्वांटिटी के वेरिएशन पे काम करते हैं, ठीक है. तो जरूरी नहीं है कि एक ही तरह की हम लोग फिजिकल क्वांटिटी की बात करें. देयर कैन बी मेनी वेज टू डू इट, राइट. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द कॉस्ट एंड एवरीथिंग एंड द अवेलेबिलिटी we decide, okay, and sustainability also, like some of the sensors may not sustain in the rigid environments, right. जैसे मान लो अगर आप कोई ग्लास का सेंसर बना दिए and if you are keeping it in a furnace where the minimum temperature is in thousands of degrees, there will your temperature sensor will survive if it is made of glass? No, it cannot survive, right. So we need to see whether what kind of sensor we have to design for a different application. So application wise we design a sensor and that too is application specific, range specific. It is not that one sensor will cover the entire range, right? So this is a very important thing, that one should be very clear about the range and the proper application of the sensor, right? So as I'm saying that this is basically what you are getting when you are heating the water, right? When you are heating the water, when you are heating the liquid, this is the temperature of this water is changing, right? And when this water is changing, you will be sensing it using a thermocouple, uh, or I can say that I am using an RTD is called as a resistance temperature detector. So whenever there is a change in temperature, there will be a change in resistance, right? So whenever there is a change in resistance, how can you determine the change in resistance to an equivalent voltage level? जैसे अभी किसी ने बताया था कि उसने व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज पढ़ा था, तो आप वहां पे क्या करते हो? व्हीटस्टोन ब्रिज में यू नो दैट दिस आर्म इज अननोन, दिस रेजिस्टेंस इज unknown, right? So when this resistance is unknown, right, you can use a bridge, because whatever the change in temperature you will be getting, that change in temperature, right, is resulting in change in resistance. So that change in resistance can be converted to equivalent voltage level with the help of a bridge. As you know that simply using a Wheatstone bridge will give you the unknown resistance, the value of unknown resistance. So if you have this resistance, right, this variation in resistance that you are getting with respect to the change in temperature, so that will give you an electrical output, right? So resistance को हम लोग कैसे मेजर कर लिए? इलेक्ट्रिकल आउटपुट की फॉर्म में यूजिंग a Wheatstone bridge. Similarly, any physical quantity, like suppose अगर आप कुछ और मेजर कर रहे हो, this can be a capacitive. This is what I said about resistive. There can be capacitive, there can be inductive effects, right? So if it is a capacitive, that will definitely result in variation of the capacitance. So if capacitance is there, you can simply use a bridge to measure the capacitance or inductance, right? So this is the way we get an electrical output. I hope I am clear. So this is what apply the concept of AC bridges for the measurement of different electrical parameters. So here we will see how we can use अरे तो हमको तो पता नहीं है, हमको तो किए नहीं इसको. So here we will see that when we will apply the concept of this AC bridges for the measurement of different electrical parameters, right? जैसे अभी मैंने आपको बताया, तो कोई भी जो सेंसर वगैरह काम करेगा, जो भी हम मेजर करेंगे, that measurement will result in terms of variation of some quantity, right? Ultimate aim हमारा क्या है? We want the things in the electrical output, right? We want the electrical output. So similarly, the third objective is that explain the basic principle of transducers and their uses for the measurement of different physical parameters. So I think in your lab we will see about different parameters, like using like temperature, displacement, pressure, then I think torque, then flow measurement, then speed measurement, right? And label measurement. So we will see in general almost all the physical parameters, right, which can be measured, or by using, there can be two types of measurement. One is called as a direct measurement, another is called as an indirect measurement. So some of the physical parameters can be measured directly, some of them can be measured indirectly. So if you know some of the basics, you can always go for an indirect kind of measurement using that, right? So next is demonstrate the signal analysis, right, using digital storage oscilloscope. So in this digital storage oscilloscope, you will see the working of digital storage oscilloscope. The idea is that uh, in as compared to the normal oscilloscope that you had seen in the lab, right? Uh, Here you can, there is a provision to store the data also, right? So that you can retrieve it for later use. Other than that, and so we will see some signals, we will perform some signal analysis in the DSO, right? And now the last one is very important and very critical point, that to design the signal conditioners, right, and converters for different applications. Can anybody say what is signal conditioner? Anyone? What are signal conditioners? Anybody can say? बोलो, सो गए सारे? सारे लोग सो गए? क्यों भाई? Ambrazole?
Yes, sir.
Everybody is sleeping now.
No, sir, we don't know the answer. Maybe that's why.
Okay, you do not know that. Then tell that we are not knowing. Please, आप बताइए. तो बेसिकली अभी सिग्नल कन्वर्टर्स, सिग्नल कंडीशनर क्या हुआ? जैसे अभी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे यहाँ पे, when do you what kind of signal, what is signal conditioning means? See, when you are conditioning the signal, means you are making it appropriate for further use, right? अब मान लो यहाँ पे आपने, why did you put amplifier here? What is the need of amplifier? What is the purpose of amplifier? एम्पलीफायर तो जानते हो यार, एम्पलीफायर क्यों लगाते हैं?
Yes, sir, it increases the amplitude.
Right? So if your input device, right, if whatever the signal you are getting, if this signal level is too low, right, if this signal level is too low, that that it cannot sustain with the further operation, right? क्योंकि अगले स्टेज में जाने के लिए, when you are sending it for the next stage of processing, this signal level will not be sufficient, right? So to boost that signal level, or the other way can also be true, that if the signal level is too high, right, so we need to attenuate it, right, or we need to convert it, right? If this is an analog signal and we want to work in a digital domain, we need to convert it to analog to digital, right? Or if this signal level is 2 to 3 volt, right, and we want it into 5 volt, तो amplify करेंगे या फिर attenuate करेंगे या फिर conversion करेंगे, right? So there can be some sort of conditioning, right? This is what, or if suppose the signal itself is a noisy signal, right, and you want the noise portion to be removed, in that case you have to put a filter there. अब कौन सा फिल्टर लगाओगे आप? लो पास फिल्टरिंग करोगे, हाई पास फिल्टरिंग करोगे, बैंड पास करोगे, क्या कोई भी फिल्टरिंग कर सकते हो, राइट? इन ऑर्डर टू रिमूव द नॉइज कंपोनेंट। बात समझ में आई? तो दिस इज व्हाट यू विल बी अपियरिंग, व्हाट दिस इज व्हाट यू आर अप्लाइंग ऑन द input signal in order to make it suitable or appropriate for further processing is called as signal conditioning, right? And when you are working in, and so this is what the signal conditioning means, right? I can show you, I think. See, if you see here, this is the basic block diagram of a instrumentation system. In that, the first step is the transducer. Then, whatever the transducer output is, it goes to a signal conditioner, right? Signal conditioner here is basically, this can be analog signal conditioning, it can be digital signal conditioning, right? तो सिग्नल कंडीशनिंग का मतलब है कि आपको यू आर मेकिंग इट अप्रोप्रिएट फॉर फर्दर यूज, राइट? So we will talk about this signal conditioning, and when you say about signal converters, जैसे आप यहाँ देखोगे, this is your physical system, right? This is what the transducer sensor output, which is noisy. So you have put a signal conditioning. In that signal conditioning, you want the noise part to be removed, right? So you have put some sort of filtering part, and at the same time some sort of amplification or something, so that you will get the output voltage of this unit. The output of this unit should be suitable for this particular block, to be used as an input to this particular block, right? So this is called signal conditioning. And when I say signal converters, as I said, digital to analog, analog to digital, as you know that most of the things in our surroundings are analog in nature. We generally, nature itself is analog, right? So when we talk about the things, anything, most of the things are analog in nature, but and we want the output also in analog form, but we want the processing to be done in the digital domain, right? Because digital processing has got many advantages as compared to analog signal conditioning. क्यों? क्योंकि डिजिटल में नॉइज पार्ट कम होता है, राइट? नॉइज इज लेस इन डिजिटल डोमेन, accuracy is more, right? So we want to process the things in digital domain, right? Rather, we have the input and output in the analog domain only. So the processing is done. So here we have an analog domain, analog signal will come, right? So we need a signal converter that will convert that to a digital thing. Then we will perform the processing in digital domain, right? And then once again there will be a converter that will convert to analog, right? So this is what the converter means, right? So I hope this much is sufficient today. Then we will start. So this is about the course objectives, and let us do it course outcomes also very fast, so that we will see next class about some of the experiments we will see, right? So what is the course outcome? Once you complete this lab, you will be able to list out the functions of various components of a measurement system, as already discussed. What are the various components of a measurement system, right? and you will be also able to uh, balance the bridges, right? And you will be able to calculate the unknown resistances, inductances, quality factor of a coil, capacitances, right? And just now I said that any parameter variation can be resistive, capacitive, inductive, and if that is so, you can always use a bridge, right, to convert that resistive, capacitive, or inductive change into its equivalent output voltage label, right? Third is you will be able to calibrate and measure different physical parameters using measurement system. So like we will be performing in the lab like displacement, label, pressure, uh, flow, all these kind of measurements we are going to see, right? So that will be third thing. So find and investigates the error in measuring a parameter. So when we talk about errors, the first and simple error is the human error, right? Ignorance, measurement में error कर दी, कुछ points में छोड़ दिया. As I was telling you that when it comes to accuracy, automation की बात हम क्यों करते हैं? इसीलिए क्योंकि humans may not be that efficient every time, right? So first sort of is human error, then there are instrument errors, right? Then there are errors due to surrounding condition, environmental conditions, right? Errors due to that is only in the instrument part only. So there are different types of error, right? Static error, dynamic error. So बहुत तरह की error होती हैं, random errors होती हैं. So those, how to fix those errors, right? So we will discuss about that part. And so what should be the tolerance label in any measurement system? कितनी error आप tolerate कर सकते हो, ठीक है? So all those things are important. Then schematizing electronic measurement system for the measurement of different physical parameters. So after going through the lab, you will be definitely you must be capable of doing this, that you can design a measurement system for any particular application, having any particular physical parameter. So with this, I'll be ending it. Next time we will see. So as there are 12 experiments in the lab, right? And so we will see what should be the way to carry out. If any suggestions are there from your end, those suggestions are most welcome, right? If you want to suggest something, you must be experiencing the digital electronics lab and the other labs also. So if you want to give some sort of feedback that if we are doing in that way, this can be really helpful, that so that a proper delivery of the subject matter be effective, then your suggestions are welcome. So anyone can suggest. I start with Prajwal. Prajwal, yes, Prajwal.
Sir, how are we going about our experiments? As in,
Prajwal, to be very honest, not yet decided because this lab is purely on hardware, right?
Yes, sir.
We are not doing anything in the software part. Only one experiment, that is what Wien bridge oscillator, I think that we used to do it in the software in the multisim. But as it is a measurement lab, so it is purely based on the hardware part, right? So there can be 2-3 ways what I was thinking of, right? Uh, so that it can be more effective. I'll be taking care of this theoretical part, right? So definitely there will be 1 hour theory part every turn, right? and after that, so that you can have a basic understanding of the different sensors, right? Other than that, I want your feedback that how you are doing the digital lab. You must have started
Till
that
now, everything is in video format.
Software.
video format, means teachers are just showing the making the video and showing you.
Yes, sir.
The teachers are doing and showing you, right?
Sir.
No, it is recorded. It is not live.
Okay, it is not live, it is all recorded and you will be seeing it. So, but as far as the hardware experiments are concerned, right? But in software, multisim and other things you will be doing.
Not yet, sir. In fact, one software was there that was also recorded.
Okay. So what do you suggest? Because in this time frame, we have to finish it because the deadline is there. So what's your suggestion? What is my suggestion? Let me first tell you that uh, uh, there is a provision that some of the experiments can be done virtually. I will see and I will let you know the link where one can do the experiment virtually. Already that platform has been created, like the experiments related to the bridges and other things that can easily be done on that platform, right? So secondly, we will be also left out with the same thing that we will also create a video and will show you that either in a live mode or in a offline mode, right? So otherwise what else we can do, if you can suggest?
Sir, if you are showing us a video of the hardware equipment, then can you do it as in a live stream rather than show a recorded version?
Yes, sir. Live will be good.
Okay,
It's possible.
I have noted this. Then any other thing?